about it all the time, but we want to hear from you guys.
Which gently signals the body to support energy and flow and overall wellness. So, two examples of the benefits of X39: it supports improved exercise performance and supports improvements in strength and stamina. A few housekeeping rules. Please share using symptoms only, no diagnosis names. Tell us how you felt before, what patches you use, and how you feel now. And we love to have as many people share their amazing testimonials. So please be as brief as possible so that many of us have the chance to speak. Thank you all for joining, and we're so happy you're here. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Dr. Annabelle. And so, yeah, we've had some amazing results. I've had amazing results. I talk about it all the time, but we want to hear from you guys what your incredible results are. So if you want to raise your hand and share your testimonials, we're looking forward to that. So, Jen, do you have anyone that's in the background? Here we go. Darlene, go ahead.
Okay. I have two. This one, I have just a little bit there left, but all this is cleared up. And let me see if I can pull the pictures with that Roxanne had real quick. I might be able to just show them this way. That was one of them. That was another one. Whoops, it went away. It was another one. I mean, there was just so many of them that were so bad. So thank you to the Alavita night cream. In 8 days, it's kind of pretty much resolved that. So in addition to the patches. The other one that I wanted to share real quick, the reason I ended up in the hospital was, some of you know that I had a kind of a lightning strike that indirectly hit my house last summer.
Yep.
And my heart and lungs kind of were affected, but then I got them under control. And what was so weird about this is, prior to that, I had done a 30-day heart monitor and all this blood work, and everything was perfect. My doctors were like so excited about everything. Well, when the lightning strike hit, I was in the middle of it, did a lot of damage to my house, but I thought my heart was okay. Little did I realize internally there was a lot more going on than I realized. And so I'm going to kind of read this to keep it brief. The patches helped quite a bit because of the Faraday cage. Now, the damage was doing a circuit in my heart and lungs. It kind of hit it, and it caused a repeating circuit to keep going. I don't want to use the diagnosis name, but so it actually kept getting more so, and my breathing kept getting more labored. And I ended up having, about 2 weeks ago, I went into something, it's an extended heart rate, like 135 beats a minute, and couldn't get out of it for hours and hours. Ended up in the hospital. I had to have a procedure done to interrupt that cycle so that my heart can heal. But the surgery with the anesthetic caused my lungs to start collapsing. So I'm working on two things right now. So I'll be excited to share in the future how that all is healing and coming about, because they wouldn't let me wear my patches in the hospital, but I'm back on them, and I'm planning to keep on them, and I'll keep giving you updates. Thank you.
Michael, I have her pictures pulled up. Do you want me to share them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry for the delay there. Let me. Oops. Okay, here we go. All right. Can you see this okay?
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry.
Bruising, yep.
That's some of the lighter ones. That's before the patching. That was one of them before patching. That's after patching. I have no bruising on my hands anymore.
How long was that, Darlene?
8 days.
8 days? Excellent.
Yep. And that was a beginning one right there. You can see it was all in the upper arm. This is after patching for 8 days All
Nice.
that upper arm is gone.
Yeah,
And that's
all
what's,
I have.
yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
That shows the major part of it and how much the nighttime elevated it and the patches to clear it up, because yeah, it was pretty deep bruising.
Yeah, definitely. Wow.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good thing you had patches on when you got the lightning strike. So it probably did, like you're talking about, gave you Faraday cage effect, kind of protected you. So good move.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, Darlene. Yeah, keeps updated. That's great. Great results.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hey, Michael, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Not too bad. So, I've been on the patch, the X39 patch. Tomorrow will be my 12th week, and I'm definitely feeling it. Feel really good and everything. Well, last week, I came out to my backyard, and my little Houdini dog somehow escaped the fencing, and I didn't even notice him until he was already half a block away. So I started running after him at full velocity, and he basically took me on the same route that we already walk every day with his path, but he was just really accelerated. So I'm just running like a psycho, yelling his name. He finally catches up, or I finally catch up to him, and he does this little juke move, and it caused me to roll my ankle.
Hmm.
Now I've had this happen to me before, 2 or 3 times in the past, but well before I was on the X39. And those previous times that I rolled my ankle, it was a 3 to 5 day ordeal before I was able to get back, full functionality.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened about noon, midday. I went to bed that evening real stiff and sore. I was struggling that whole day. Well, I woke up the next morning and went to put weight on my leg, and it was fine. No bruising, no swelling, no anything. So I completely attribute it to the patch, because I've had that exact same injury before in the past, and I've not seen any sort of the recovery time from before versus now. And it's not like I'm getting any younger.
Goodness. Wow. Yeah, I walked the Pacific Crest Trail and I rolled my ankle. I was using uh, hiking boots that basically gave me good ankle support, came up around my ankles, and I switched to trail running shoes because I was starting to move out pretty good, and I was way ahead of everybody else, and they weren't cleaning the trail yet. So I was looking down. This one had a beautiful vista that I was looking at, and I hit a rock and it rolled my ankle.
Mm.
Oh my God. I was like for weeks after that, I was on Motrin like crazy.
Yeah, like
I
I
would
was
take it in
taking
the morning.
Tylenol before and everything. I hadn't had to take any of that now. So just the
Yeah, so
patch.
I would wake up and it was super painful. It would take me probably about an hour or two before I could get to the point where I could walk normal. So
Yeah.
I had that for, I'd say, that ankle problem for years until I started using LifeWave. And it just completely went away. I haven't even noticed it ever since. But yeah, it haunted me for years after that injury. But yeah, the LifeWave definitely made a difference.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
my knees and back are all better. I had a lot of knee issues beforehand, and about 2 or 3 weeks into the patch, it's kind of been a thing of the past. So it's kind of nice getting a fresh injury to remind yourself.
Does the patches work?
Yeah.
That sometimes you don't need those reminders, but it's good to have them. Yeah. So
Oh, totally. Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I could use a patch. What am I thinking about? So yeah, I've
Mhm.
done that a few times. So excellent. All right, Walter. Thanks a lot. It's great
Hey,
share.
y'all have a great week.
You too. Shelley.
Hi, everyone. First off, I want to say happy Veterans Day, Michael. Thank you for your service. My share is about my dad. He's 83 years old. And well, my mom's been using the patches for about 2 years, and I've been wanting him to patch. He was kind of reluctant because he's kind of a creature of habit, does his own thing. So about 3 months ago, I finally got him to start patching. First, my mom started hiding him under his pillow. So anyway, he's been patching consistently for 3 months.
Oh.
And he's been under a lot of stress caring for himself and my mom. And I just talked to him yesterday, and he mentioned to me, he said, I've noticed that I'm more calm now and not as stressed. And I said, well, that's great. I think it's the patches. He says, yeah, I think so. And he also fell and scraped up his elbow really bad. And he told me that he's never had an injury like that heal as quickly as he did. And he was really, really happy about that. So I was super excited to hear that, and that he's patching consistently now. So I just wanted to share that. It just makes me really happy to know that both my parents are patching regularly now. So thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, good job, Shelley. And a good job on your YouTube. You're getting some good views, so keep it up. Michelle. Still muted.
Okay,
There
can
you
you
go.
hear me? Okay,
Yep,
sorry,
gotcha.
I don't know what happened. It blocked or something. Anyway, I have two stories. It's not me, but it's I'm from New York and I have that Italian La Filmia Italian family, but I'm in California and there's lots of family that are exes and like lots of grandkids. And so I came up, I've called them since the 70s, 76, not the in-laws, the outlaws, Wild Wild West. So that's what I'm going to talk about, outlaws. And I've got two. They're 80 years old is the father, and the mother, she's 74ish. And they've been on it since about March 2025. And they saw how John and I were doing really great. So they said, okay, try it. So the husband, he started out with just X39. He went on to feeling so great that he decided, maybe I'll try the 49 because John influenced him. So then at that point, he had to go back to the doctor for his 6-month check for his eyes. It was a pending surgery that was coming up. They went back to the doctor. The doctor said, I don't know if you're really ready yet. Let's just wait another 6 months to be sure and see where it goes, if it advances worse, because it seems like you're stable since the last visit. And they'd been on it for 3 months. So the 6 months came up 2 weeks ago. They go to the doctor. Turns out, doctor's like puzzled. Well, I don't even think you need surgery. Everything's great. Your eyes are fine. And not only that, your diabetes you don't even have the diabetes level anymore.
I had a lot of knee issues beforehand.
Going on. So they couldn't believe it. So then he went to work. He has his own company.
After 3 years of therapy, this is what I figured out. There's talking to someone, and then there's talking to the right someone. I met my therapist when I was going through a huge life transition, but it was so important for me to find a therapist that I actually liked and felt like I
some kind of skin issue. She had some little minor surgery, and I just said, let's put them on the spots with the eons. She went to the doctor. The nurse said, I don't understand this. You healed so fast. Well, that was number one on her. Then she did her whole full kitchen over, and they were all excited. And she took a foot and banged it into the box or something. She called me up. What am I going to do? And I said, well, it's time to wallpaper. So then I had to send her a diagram. I put on her toes. I showed her with a little drawing I did of toes. Wrap it around the toes, the X39, wrap the Eon around the toe, and let's do it on the bottom of the foot and on the top. And then put some gauze on it and walk around the house with a slipper. But if you're going to sleep, we'll leave the Eon and the energy enhancer on the heel of the foot, like on the front where the toes are, on the left foot. she calls me up the next day and says, I don't understand this, but it's gone. The pain is gone and the swelling's gone down. So I said, well, we're going to continue. And we did that. And she came over for more patches. And then I said to her, well, if it feels so great, you better be careful. And she goes, oh, no, I just feel great. So then everything was really good. But she had a strange thing happen, and it was retracing. So
Mhm.
now it's been like 8 months. The foot is healed. And all of a sudden, calls me. There's a pain, a terrible pain on the left side of my arch of my foot. And I'm going to the doctor. I'm going to get an x-ray. And he said, the doctor, no, there's really nothing wrong. It must be the 2 times you fractured your foot. And I don't know what's going on, he said, but there's nothing I could do. Maybe it's plantar. We're not sure yet. They didn't even think there was anything broken.
Mm.
I said, okay, well, I'm really now into this carnosine. And I said, let's do an Eon. And I wallpapered again with her all over it. And she did this on and off every other night. She didn't want to push it too far, but I said, let's go for 2 X39s, one right next to one another, right on that side arch. She's perfect now. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
So this has been an amazing time, that people just don't believe it. But now everyone's talking that they're around. How could this be? So we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, Michelle, you're amazing. I see you in all the shows. You're very observant. Uh, you're you're like a you're like a patch doctor now. You're like you have been very observant. You've been paying
Yes.
attention. You're like applying,
Yeah.
and now you're like just patching people up, telling them where to put the patches, and
I,
you're healing
I
people up.
real
It's
I
incredible.
needed that for me because I was not from that background.
Yeah.
And I had to learn how it would work for me and John and get us so acclimated that we could be examples. I
Hmm.
just couldn't dive in without understanding because I wasn't a nurse, a doctor, and all of a sudden now, little things, somehow people are really saying this can't be true. How
Mhm.
could you both look like this? And I'm going for another 50 pounds. I got to lose it all. So, I've got my one left side of my leg. I have 2 SPSs.
Oh,
And
nice.
I wear 2 sets of energy, which you told me about the energy enhancers. And that pushes it. But really, plus
Nice.
the X39 and 49. But, just by me being like a guinea pig in a way, everyone's saying, this can't be true. I think I'm looking younger than my own kids that are 45, 40 years old. And
Yeah.
I got to get them on it too. But anyway, I was very excited about the couple that are the outlaws.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, so I mean, another thing to look at, guys, is I know a lot of people. I've from so many people, they'll get on the patch and then they're like, "Oh, I can't afford it," or whatever. For me, ever since I was a kid, I've taken the best multivitamins and minerals that I
Mm-hmm.
could find. So there were times where I had to scrape to make ends meet, but I always, kept that. It should be that way for your patches. I'd love to see people, get that kind of motivation and understanding of how great it is for your health. But some people don't have the awareness of, the patches even do anything for them until they've been using them for, months and months and months. And then they're like, oh, I don't have a problem with this anymore. Or someone pointed out to them, oh, you used to look like this and now you look a lot different. So, that's unfortunate, but a lot of people just blow them off after a short period of time, and then they start having relapses, and they can't understand it.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. It's like this is basically activating your stem cells and helping you reverse aging and your body, if it has something going on internally, it's really going to, focus on that and heal that and then start to do the other stuff. So people like maybe want one thing done. It's going to work on what's worse. Like you're talking about your outlaws, had injuries and you got them on the patch, you put the patch right where it needed to go, wallpapered it, stacked it, whatever.
Yeah.
And they got the healing. And now they're like, well, what else can it do for me? And that's where you have to commit. You have to like really get in there, use the patches consistently, and then over time you're going to start to see the great results. Like
yeah.
yeah.
One of the great things, just listening to Dr. Annabelle yesterday, and you always say this one part. You say it's a med bed in a patch.
Right.
And I understood what you said, but I wasn't really connecting it. And she then said something that she went through the infrared. Med bed, it's an infrared light that those people go in those machines. I wasn't connecting the machines at that moment. And then I realized it's a med bed in a patch. That's how easy it is. You don't need to go anywhere, like she explained. And so it condensed it into like a visual that I could explain. Being in a design world, I know
Beautiful.
from years ago that I worked with people that did trial by graphics, and they changed the whole system so that people can understand visually. So then I thought, okay, I could show them, look, red light, the blue light she talked about with the baby with the in the hospital when they get the yellow when they're born. I forget what that's called, but visually really helps people that can't get it. That's what I'm beginning to see. If I just flip my words a little differently, they get it. Oh yeah, now I see it. Because they might not be in tune to that medical end, which I wasn't.
Yeah, and David Schmidt, they used to call him Spock, so he's really into Star Trek, and his corporate office, reflects that. He had the guy that did the sets for Star Trek come in and do a integration system.
Yes.
People walk through and interact with certain things. Really, really beautiful. So when I think of it like a med bed, it's a frequency. So remember on Star Trek where they put them on those med beds where the light,
Yes.
and they'd heal, and then Dr. Bones would come in with his little thing, his little device, and like this frequency.
And then it was
Oh yeah, you got broken bones, your heart's failing, and blah blah whatever. We're gonna put you on the med bed and we'll get the frequency, the light, you'll be good to go in a few hours. So
and here it is.
It's like that. It's totally like that.
It is. So that's the analogy of it, and it's just to open up people's eyes. And that's what I've flipped less is more into a lot of this.
Very nice. All right.
Anyway. All right.
Thanks, Michelle. Great stuff. Denise.
Hi, I wanted to share our little event that we went to over the weekend, and I had the pleasure of being right by the door. So all of the security guards that were scanning people as they were coming in and doing bag checks and stuff. And so, I had the banners up and they're like, what is this going on over here? I said, well, turn around, I'll patch you up. So I got them all patched up. And as I could, I would share as much as I could in between breaks and stuff. And so one of them comes over to me and he says, my elbow's been killing me. And I feel like this is helping me, but it still hurts. And I said, oh, well, take that jacket off. Let's get patch it some more. So I patched him up with Eon and Ice Wave. And then he comes over about 10 minutes later and he goes, I know you're not going to believe me, but the pain is gone. I said, I believe you. I told you it would. But he kept trying to convince me that he wasn't fibbing and that he wasn't putting it on. And I said, I know it works, but it was funny. I'm not kidding. I said, I know you're not. Anyway, so that was really fun. And so one of the things I brought that up for is like we who are patching and we have those experiences. I sometimes forget what it might be like for somebody who's never been patched, still in pain, and then all of a sudden they experience that, because I'm around so many people that are patching, and I'm hearing all the stories people are patching, but to catch that freshie is really fun. And so I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, I'm so glad you guys came. It was kind of last minute for the Lewis Herms event. I've done a lot of events over time. Security guys, military guys, we live with pain.
Mhm.
I can tell you that I don't live with pain anymore. If I have pain, I get it out within seconds. So it's something that everybody can experience, like you helped those guys experience. I had those guys coming up. They're all like, they knew who I was. I don't know if you were talking to them or what,
Oh
but
yeah.
they knew who I was, and you're like, oh yeah, we know you. And so I was like, you guys are doing a great job. They had really good security there. So it's great to see more people get into it.
Yes.
They have to have that experience.
I got them all patched up, and all of them were amazed.
Yeah.
Junior, the other guy, he ended up being with me longer because he moved with us upstairs, and we had to go upstairs too. So I was only with the other guys for that first part. But he was amazed too. But he was decked out, and he had his vests on and everything. And I couldn't get. He had a broken rib, so I put an Eon in his pocket because I couldn't get underneath his, obviously. But I did patch him on the neck, and he was feeling it, but he was like, you got a broken rib. It's going to take some special fancy patching for that, to get him out of pain. But I gave him stuff to take home because he was going to they were going to go on a 4-hour break, and he was going to take his ice bath and then put the Ice Wave and Eon right on. So I taught him, the method. And anyways, I'm hoping to hear from him. He already did send me a text that said, thank you. So hopefully he gets signed up, and I'm excited about that. I said, you better tell your buddies too. Don't keep it to yourself.
I know. Come on. And that's a problem too. I think with a lot of military tough guys, we're like, we learn how to suck it up and take the pain.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to do that. So more of us that are former veterans and hard alpha males, we start to convince each other, hey, there's no reason to be into pain. Really?
Yeah.
So, no, yeah, really. So, and it'll help your performance in all other aspects, give you more energy, better sleep. Come on.
Come on now.
Stop denying it to yourself. So come on. Yep.
Well, thank you, Michael. I had a great time, of course, as always, with you and Tracy Joe. It was a special time. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so glad you did that. Like I said, last minute.
Throw the stuff in the bag. Let's go.
That's right.
And we did.
You're a pro at it. You had had everything, all your displays, everything. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And then people lining up. That's great.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, Denise. Katie.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's so nice to be back with the Michael Jaco family. It's so wonderful to have actually seen people at the conference in Anaheim. That was you guys were the cherry on top. That was so precious. And what I wanted to do is reflect back on last year around holiday time. It was a few months before that a friend of mine, who's also a brand partner, had a second experience of one of the brain injuries, the kind that can impact your speech and your motor capabilities. Well, he credits X39 for pretty much saving his life and not letting that injury get worse. He was left with a speech challenge. And so after 3.5 months of that, we decided to try the HAP protocol. And I want to share what happened that day. He was still demonstrating that toughness between the brain and the speech.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke for a little while, and I said, okay, let me have your baseball cap. And I put all the patches in, and I handed it back. He put it on, and he looked up from the tabletop, looked me in the eye, and he just started talking just like normal. And he went on, and he didn't stop, and he didn't pause. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there soaking in the gratitude and being happily astounded and seeing his face and just seeing him be like himself.
Mhm.
Okay, so I had to interrupt him because I was so curious. What's going on inside? What are you feeling inside? I wanted to know. And he said, this, put his hand here, this. It's so easy. And so that HAT protocol is such a miracle. And I just know the more we use it, the more we're going to do in the world. And I went to look for it to give a reference, and I couldn't find it on liveyoungerproducts.com anymore, but it is on Live Younger Success. Go to library and then go to resources and documents. Choose number 3, product training, and it's HAT protocol. There are 2 different diagrams there that you can download and send to other people. It's just one of those miracles that we all know about. Thank you, God.
Kate,
And
it's on
David
Michael
Smith.
Jaco's site. Michael always has it. So
Oh,
for everybody
good.
here, you go to michaeljaco.com
There
and
you
he's got the
go.
HAT protocol there under LifeWave.
Well, thank you for speaking up,
Fast
Jen.
and
I
quick.
appreciate that. Keep it simple. Keep it in the house.
Definitely. Thanks, Kate. Wow,
Thank you.
what a miracle experience. So yeah, just get the med bed and it's right there in the patch on the hat.
I love hearing that. Med bed and a patch. You know, I'm going to use that. That's going to
Absolutely.
be said again.
Real
Thank
deal.
you for the gift of that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Roxanne.
Hi, Michael. Happy Veterans Day tomorrow.
Thank you.
So, and thank you for any other people on here that are veterans. So thank you for your services and sacrifice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have 2 shares. One is from our friend Susan, who is busy babysitting her grandkids in New York City. So tonight, but anyways, her share is one of her coworkers suffers from major, I guess I can say it, heartburn. And Susan thought she was having a cardiac condition, and it was the epigastric reflux.
Mhm.
And she applied X39 on the back of the neck, X49, 2 fingers below the belly button, and carnosine on the sternum.
Mm.
And within 15 minutes, the pain was better. And this woman was in such severe pain, she was sweating profusely. And Susan patched her with those 3 patches, and within 15 minutes, the pain had subsided.
Oh,
So, yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So that was pretty good. And then the other share is I spoke with a brand partner earlier today who was suffering, well, he's suffering from knee pain. And I shared with him one of the patching protocols for the knees. And it took him about an hour for the pain to subside, but it was this one. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Hold on
So
a second. Yeah.
Eon on the outside, glutathione on the inside, and carnosine at the top.
Very good. Okay.
So, and I did put this in the chat earlier.
Oh,
So,
awesome. Thank you.
okay. Thank you.
Great shares. Wow. And Roxanne, you're dealing with people, a lot of people every day.
Yes, sir.
And I know Dr. Annabelle, you're dealing with a lot of people every day. So what shares do you have today?
So I want to say thank you, Michael, for your service. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's on here who has served, and everyone who's going to join us and listen to us later on. So I have a share from a new friend and a fellow Michael Jaco tribe member. And so she had this really great testimony. So I'm going to read it because I can't do it justice by summarizing it. So she says she had a surgery for a rare condition that left a long scar, and her functional medical doctor told her that it affected her liver, and her first symptom was numbness in the left foot. So since she's been using the patches for less than a month. She's only on X39. She says, my liver has improved and it isn't grumpy. I still have a ways to go. I am hopeful that I can make a full recovery and don't want to be without my patches. I noticed a difference in my liver when she moved the patches. So I had recommended, and this was just, I guess, inspiration, divine download, to put it in the liver meridian. So I told her to put it on liver 3, which is between the big toe and the little toe on the top of the foot. And after that, she noticed an improvement. She says, initially, when I eat too much fats or carbs, I still feel a sensation in her left foot, but the painful numbness is gone. She used to wake up in the middle of the night with a sensation that someone was stabbing her left foot with a steak knife. And for the longest time, she felt full and bloated and uncomfortable and would snack a lot. And then she was so bloated she couldn't even recognize herself, and she looked like she swallowed a soccer ball. So now she can eat 3 meals, rarely snacks. Her stomach feels empty. It growls. The swelling has greatly reduced, and she lost 10 pounds without even trying. She has more energy. Her thinking is more clear. Her skin looks better. Her sleep is improved. And she's able to sleep 7 to 8 hours straight, whereas in the past, she would wake up throughout the night and lay awake for hours. And I said, wow, this is an incredible testimonial, and it's all X39.
Wow. That's incredible. Isn't it amazing how some people get incredible results like that? And then some people don't even notice, but they're getting them. And that happens over time. But that's incredible, Dr. Annabelle. So thanks so much. Jen.
So Lynn sent in her 3, which we get wonderful stories from her. And she's not able to make it. She may come on at the very last minute, but she's slammed at work. So her testimonies for the week. 1, she has a client who had a horrific shoulder pain, could barely move his arm, and he's been on an X39 now for 4 months. He has 0 pain and full range of motion, which is huge. And then the second one is she has a brand new brand partner who's been on X39, Eon, glutathione, SP6, Silent Nights, and Alavita for 1 month. She's noticing that the veins in her temples are getting smaller, and she's pleased about that. She also listened to Miracle Monday last week and heard about putting Alavita on specific target areas of your face. So one night she put it where she has some lines on the right side of her chin, and when she woke up, they were gone. She had no lines there at all. That was exciting. A lot of us, they recommend it to go right in the center of your forehead because it clears out your pituitary gland. Right. Anyway, that's where I go to bed with it up there and sleep on the side. And then the third one is I have a new brand partner who is in her 60s, and she purchased the premium, which is all the way. Because of that, she's seeing improvement in many areas. Most recently, before the patches, she was not able to ride her bike. It had been a few months. She put the energy patches on and was able to ride her bike again. And she said her muscles only seemed a little weaker, but she was able to use them. So it's huge, huge, all 3. So that's our friend Lynn.
Very good. Yes. Good job, Lynn. Kristen.
Hi, it's been a while since I've been able to share anything.
Yeah.
My daughter's been on the patches for about 6 months, I think. And she dropped steaming stuff off of a pot lid on her toe the other night and came up with a 2nd-degree burn. So she cleaned it all up. She did a good job of cleaning it up. She says, Mom, what do I do now? I said, well, put patches on it. And I said, just put them on top of whatever bandages you've put on it. And by morning, she didn't have any pain in it at all. And she was able to sleep through the night. So, and the day she went to the doctor the next day anyway for something else. And the doctor told her what a good job she had done.
So. Very good. That's a great share, Kristen.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the patches work on just about everything. So use them. Dr. Kathy.
Well, hello, LifeWave community and Michael, and
Hello.
happy Veterans Day tomorrow, 11/11. Thank you
Yes.
for your service, Michael, and everyone else who's a veteran. It is amazing military. I have a brother whose birthday is tomorrow, so we will definitely have to wish him a happy birthday too. But I have a continuation of a share. And this is a lady who has those debilitating headaches. And she had first started with X39. Remember, we talked about she wanted her headaches to go away, but she didn't get that initially. She got her feet. I guess she had a lot of tingling in her feet. That disappeared with X39. About a month into it, she added 49. And that's when she went migraine free for about 15 days because she would get a migraine about every 3 to 5 days. I spoke to her today and she told me she's on another journey to go ahead and wean herself off of her medication. So it's a journey. It's never an event. It's just a journey, and it's just an amazing journey she's going through. So that's my share for today.
That's great, Dr. Kathy. Thanks. So yeah, those journeys, continue over time. So all of us that have been on the patches for an extended period of time, we can tell you all the different things, throughout time that they've helped. So very good, very good. Thank you, Dr. Kathy. Darlene.
Again, thank you for your service and for everyone else that's, been out there and their families and everything they've gone through for us. I have a brand partner that she has a mother that in Texas that she's using the patches with, and she's got a husband at home, both of them with brain things. But I want to share some of the things that she shared with me about herself. She's extremely busy, and she uses the silent night at night. She's getting excellent sleep because when she gets a chance to get sleep, she needs to take it. And she travels a lot. She's either flying or driving, and the energy enhancers, they keep her going every day. So she's up for all the meetings and all the things that she has to work with. She always uses the X39, X49. Pain levels are, non-existent for her anymore because of using those. She is just, she's tried different patches for different things, and she's just loving them and shares them all the time. And I know she's going to eventually, as her schedule kind of shrinks down a little bit with the other, she wants to turn this into a business. So,
good.
But I just thought I'd share that also because there's just, along with the X39, X49, you've got other things that you can help with. So.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks,
Darlene. Yeah, and that's some of you out there that have been using the patches for a while. You get great results. Share it. I remember when I was in the military, there'd be guys that would go to like these special schools and they get all these great skills and they'd be doing really great and everybody's like, wow, and they keep it to themselves because they're like, doing really well. It's like, come on, share that stuff. So I would go to schools and I would make sure I'd come back and share that information and I would take it to the next level. So I hope that you guys, once you get to a level where you're comfortable, talking about it with your experiences, and especially many of you, like we've heard tonight, have had unbelievable experiences. Please share that. It's what they're designed for. They're really designed not just for the individual, but for everybody. So don't keep it to yourself. It's a very good thing to share. All right. Sharing is caring. It's a love patch. So share the love. Frederick.
Knees and shoulders and feet. Oh my. Knees and shoulders and feet. Oh my. We had an event that we did in Kissimmee. We patched around over 50 people.
Wow.
And we had amazing results with broken foot, with more range of motion than ever before. And knees, of course, are using Ice Wave and Eon, stacking. We pulled all the hats, all the tricks out of the bag. And a lot of people got a lot of pain relief, and a lot of people got to hear about the LifeWave patches that never heard of them before. So I was happy to share that in Osceola County, Kissimmee.
All right. Very good. That's fabulous. So here I was talking about sharing, and there you went big. So good job. Good job. Love it. And it does make a difference over time. Sharing, can have an impact not only on the people around you, but also on your life, because it can not only help you physically, but also in the wealth side. So very, very, very good to share it. Carla.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm going to do a follow-up because we had discussed a couple months ago about one of my cousins having been visiting the doctor for a certain ailment that you have to watch. So he actually wrote me the other day. I'm trying to find it. But he went on the patches in September. He had already been being seen by the doctor like a year or two before because of his lab work. And then he said, I want you to know that I went and that was normal, his blood work. And I'm not really quite sure how to describe it, but a lot of people have it. A lot of people think the brown spots on your hands are from the liver, right?
Okay.
And so he went to do that, went on X39 in September. He went back to the doctor like end of November, December. Doctor says, what are you doing? It's normal. I can't find it. Right? The same blood test. So then he said, hey, Carla, I want you to know that I actually went back to the doctor and I had some kind of, hold on, I know the test, I'm sorry. All of a sudden my lab work was showing no high value. It was normal. 3 months later, it showed normal again. Then in August, just recently, my gastroenterologist ordered a liver elasticity ultrasound, and it came back F0, which is normal, and it had not been. So he's using X39, Eon, and then X49, and he can't be more than happy. So he's doing great. And then he had a brand partner. He signed up under him. She has an autoimmune deficiency and a disease, and she could not sleep, achy joints, in pain all the time. She's been on X39 and Eon since I think a couple months. She's already like, I sleep through the night. She's like on it for life. So she's also getting healing from it. So yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, Carla. Great shares.
Oh, and Dr. Pena said that. He goes, you don't get rid of that. I need to know about that. How X39 works, because he goes, you just don't get rid of that.
Yeah, that's impressive. Very good.
So,
wow.
Thanks.
Richard.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Happy Veterans Day tomorrow, Mr. Michael.
Thank you, sir.
I'd like to share two things. The first thing is that since I started the X39 a year and a half ago, it took about a week to notice that my skin has changed. The feeling of my skin has changed when I don't wear the X39, for example. If I don't wear it because I'm in the 12 hours, I don't wear it, I feel my skin not as soft as it should be, and like more dry, sort of, my hands, my lips. And when I take back my X39, when it's time to take it back, it takes about an hour, 2 hours, and I start to feel back my skin is soft and my hands are like slippery, so young, very young skin, basically. That's how I feel it. So this has been like that since the beginning, about a week and a half after I started to use X39 a year ago. So this is one thing. And the other thing is something happened to me in January of this year. I don't know exactly where it comes from, but I got injured by doing bad move, I guess. I got 7 cars in my driveway. and I do mechanic, I take care of the cars. So that might be coming from that, a bad move. And I hurt my back, the bottom of my back, L3, 4, and 5. They squeezed some nerves down there. Sorry for that. They squeezed some nerves, and I started to have a very high inflammation for a long period of time, losing almost the use of my right leg. The inflammation was going down my right leg to the top of my right foot, so I was hardly able to do 150 feet, 200 feet of walk because it was hurting so much. At the night, I was having a hard time to sleep. Being horizontal, it was like totally impossible to sleep, to turn in my bed, to get out of bed in the morning. Very tough. And since that time, January, I started to use X39 during the day, glutathione during the day, and Eon during the night, doing switch like that all the time. And the pain on a level of 10, it was like 12. It was like insane, totally insane, the pain, hard to live with it. And then this was January up to, I'd say, July, August. It started to go down. The pain started to go down at 8 or 7, and then drastically August, September, it was going down by, let's say, one number per day until about 3 weeks ago that I recovered using my my right leg, and I'm able to walk like nothing ever happened. But in that time, July, before it started to go down, I was in the mind of thinking of going to get an MRA that you call in United States, MRA, and maybe a surgery or something like that, because I was not having a life. I was not able to walk, not able to do anything, having a hard time to get in my car and do my job. So it was extremely difficult. But because I started to use those patches, and I kept on using them every day, and Eon at night. Thank you, Fred, for telling me using Eon at night, Fred. Thank you very much. He told me to switch that at a certain moment to help removing inflammation. So basically, after all those months until, I'd say, July, August, it was extreme, and then it started to go down. And today I'm like, there's nothing happened to me. Basically, I'm all okay. Lost all the inflammation. It's all gone, and I can walk and run and do whatever I wanted to do every day. So thank you very much, LifeWave. Thank you very much.
No kidding. Wow. Lifesaver, isn't it? It's amazing.
Incredible.
That's a beautiful share. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
Sally.
Hi there, Michael, and everyone here.
Hi.
Thank you, Michael, for having this whole show, because it's so encouraging, it's so full of hope, and I feel very grateful to be here and to be able to share. Just a quick one about Nick, my partner. One of the things that he has occasionally when he has too much, I think it's the bacon, but when the big toe, particularly the big toe joint, will start to swell and get red with inflammation, and it's extremely painful. And he's had several doses of this, and it can take 10 days to 2 weeks, without being able to put a shoe on and all sorts of things. So it's quite a painful nuisance. Well, he did have a bacon and egg pie the other day, and a couple of days after that, the toe swelled up, and I said, "Oh, let's patch it up." And I think we put an Eon on to start with because it was in the daytime and he already had his X39 on, and he's quite an enthusiast and is starting to really play with where he's putting these patches and having fun. And I can tell you, in 3 days, after that, I didn't hear any more about it. So I think that was just great. And these patches are so handy.
Can eat the stuff you love and still get away with it. That's good.
Well,
Can I say something, Michael, to the patching idea?
Sure.
That Sally, you know how you just said, well, he had an X39 on, so we put I'll put two or
Yeah.
three X39s on if I during the day, and then Eon the same thing at night. So I should wear one at a time, Eon at night. David always said he puts X39 and 49 on during the day, Eon at night, because that gets rid of all the, you know, your pain in your arms and stuff, which I have. But anyway, if I need extra for pain, I use what I'm using that day or night. So I'll put an extra one. Does that make sense?
yes, and I know that's a possibility, Jen, but I'll tell you what happens here. Because we're all the way over in New Zealand and our dollar is very poor.
Yeah, Eon's cheaper. I have the price I got.
Expensive. So
I got it. Okay.
We sort of joke about, you know, we're on the pension now and things are quite tight. And we say, oh, you know, here we go. When our order goes through, here's half of our pension. So we're very enthusiastic about these patches and grateful.
So one other thing, Sally, then to do, because I do it quite often at night, if I get a cramp in my leg, even though I'm doing Celergize and everything else right now, if I get a cramp, I don't get another patch. I just take the one on my neck and put it on my leg and it stops instantly.
Right.
Because as Michael said earlier, David explains, you know, pain is blocked energy. That's all it is. So I could, and so during the day, I would have taken it off his neck and put it on his arm and saved you the price. Because David has said, when people kept asking him, he was on stage 3 years ago. I'll never forget it. He says, I don't care if you take the X39 and put it on your bum. It's going to go to where it has to go to do what it has to do.
Yep, definitely.
So you don't need two patches. You could just use the one, but move it.
Definitely.
Yep.
Good job.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.
And I got another show, guys. So Barb and Annette, please come back on next Monday. And Tom Althouse, I met the real Private Benjamin yesterday, and she told me that they stole her book too. So thought you might appreciate that. Maybe we can get together and talk later. But all right, guys, I gotta sign off. Great show today. Thanks for all your shares. Absolutely amazing. Look forward to seeing you guys next time.
Night,
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Don't try that carnation patch at night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
Barnes,
Good night.
Thank you.
Night, everyone.